morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And first off, we got Johanna, who's selling some goodies over there.
Good morning. I just wanted you to know I have an update. Alice Aaron is moving out. She just couldn't keep up with all of those things she had to remember. I want you to know that the scholarship fund is selling love. So we have some boxes of candy. There are 5 pieces of really good Hershey and Dove and Reese candy inside, and it's selling for $3. If you don't have any money with you, which I never have any money, I will take an IOU because I know where you live. So come and help me sell out that table full over there after the meeting, and I'll be very glad to take that, and the scholarship fund thanks you.
Thank you, Johanna. Bobby, you had some update.
Yes, thank you, Chris. I've been getting a lot of phone calls about the alcove or door drop colors on the 4th floor R wing because they're different colors. We have a gold one, we have a blue one, we have a one that was supposed to be gray, but under the light it turned brown. So don't get excited. We are not going to have multiple colors on each floor. It will be by wing. You know, the Savannah wing from 1 through 5 will be the same color in the alcoves. The R wing, 1 through 5, same color in the alcoves. And the M, of course, the same way. So people are thinking that we're going to do alternating doors with all these colors. No, we are not going to do that. So don't call me. It's not going to happen that way. And we have 2 more colors that are supposed to be painted right away that we can make the final decision on which 3 we're going to use. And then Fred Green had a really good idea as to how we're going to decide that. Because I'm also getting phone calls with like, oh, I love that gold, can I have that for my floor? And somebody on the same floor saying, I hate that gold, don't paint my floor that color. So, you know, nobody's going to be happy. So the only fair way to do it is with random draw. So I suggest as soon as the committee has made the decision on the 3 colors, that we bring 2 bowls. One is going to say gold, gray, and blue on 3 sheets of slips of paper. And the other one will say R, S, and M. And if you're in a C apartment, you'll be painted the same color that your hallway you're attached to, closest to. There'll only be 3. Anyway, and then we'll get Lindsay to draw 1 from each bowl, however they're put together. That's the color will go on that wing. I don't know a more fair way to do it.
Thank you, Bob.
And people from the South Building cannot vote. Not that there's ever been voter fraud. Also, just an announcement, should have made it last week, but the card shop is selling Valentine's Day cards. There's still time. So, and if they run out of a certain kind, I'm sure they'll be happy to make up someone real quick.
There's more coming up.
There's more coming up from the official. Okay, good. Also, how many people here are what I would consider new residents in the past 6 months? Well, thank you for coming. There's a few, that's good. And the Regency Oaks pays for the FLICRA dues for the first year that you're here. And for the rest of us, they're renewing your membership in FLICRA. FLICRA works for us in Tallahassee. They're lobbyists, and they save us a lot of money. In December, we got about a $500 homestead exemption credit on our monthly bill. That's worth the dues for 1 year by far for the membership. Now, there's some that say, well, I don't need to be a member because I get the benefits anyway. Well, if everybody said that, we wouldn't have a FLACRA. But we need them to lobby for us because we get 500 every year because they got the legislature to pass that. Plus, there's been taxes that they wanted to impose on, I think one was called a bed tax, and then they also wanted a sales tax on the meals. FLACRA was able to, with our backing, was able to stop that from happening. Last I heard, it was about a $50 a month extra would be on our bills because of those taxes. So support FLACRA, become a member, renew your membership. It's really important for our organization. And anybody got any more? We got a lot of stuff going on. Announcement?
Yeah, I don't have an announcement. But I can say, I can.
Nobody can hear you.
You're supposed to carry a mic with you.
Oh my God, I gotta use this microphone. I just want to make an announcement for Friday. The Clearwater Historical will be coming at 2 in the afternoon to the Grand Lobby South, and they're gonna tell us everything we need to know about the Florida Crackers. So if you want to hear about them, just be here, and it should be good. Samantha, do you want to add? You're all set? Okay. She's all set. So anyway, that's all you're going to hear, and be here.
Okay, Lizzie, that's that done for us.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Again, I do apologize, so hope you can understand me. You hear me okay? All right, I'm trying to make sure I can keep my voice intact for you. So just kind of a little update in regards to IHS. I know that Christina's here if you wanted to speak to anything that you guys have going on.
Sure. Thank you, Lindsay.
Save my voice.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to touch upon our Stay Safe for the month of February flyer. We just put them in everyone's boxes a couple days ago. We are working on getting an actual crossword puzzle for 1 free hour of service. Well, that should be in your box possibly by the end of next week. Take your time, fill it out. Please drop it off at our office, and then we will do a drawing the beginning of March. It's really important that if you need any kind of assistance or help to keep you safe in your home, please call us. We can do grocery shopping, we could do any kind of pet walking, we could do linen changes, escorts anywhere. Just give us a call, we're here to help. Thank you, have a great day.
Thank you, Christine. Okay, so just kind of moving into Tuesday Talk. In regards to COVID updates, we have done a great job as a community. About 2 weeks ago, we were up to 14 and then 16 cases. Over the last couple of weeks, we have significantly reduced those. So we have one resident currently confirmed in the south, but that is it. So the county rates went from about 14% down to 10%. So thank you everyone who has cooperated and participated and worked with us to make sure we've reduced these rates as a team and as a community. So again, we're down to 1. We are still doing the Friday call updates. Once we get to 0 cases, we will discontinue that call. So just FYI for that. We still do have any testing kits. I tested myself many times just to confirm I'm okay. But we have many testing kits up front if you have any concerns that you might have been in contact or potentially contracted COVID. Just again, a little bit of the prevention, washing your hands, trying to stay 6 feet, touching your eyes, nose, mouth, or unwashed hands. Wear a face mask if you wish. You don't have to. We say avoid crowded places, but we like our parties, don't we? And then, of course, if you do become sick, we've discussed in the past Tuesday talks about our process with notifying Leslie and our front desk and what that process looks like. So we can go to the next slide. So just a little bit of housekeeping updates. Evan gave us this information for our Rusty and Rosie. They've been under the weather a little bit. We're trying to get them back rehabilitated and back on track. But they've actually done 150,000 square foot of coverage. They've done 49 hours and 26 minutes of autonomous runtime. They've had 74 runs that have cleaned, and as a community, we have one of the top utilizations. A lot of the communities got the same robots per se, and we are utilizing ours at the top utilization. So for the most part, we're happy with them so far. We've had a couple of kinks, they've had a couple meltdowns, but we're getting them back on track. In regards to the construction timeline, I don't have the best news for that. We are all pretty disheartened by this, but we might have further delays in getting into those areas. The City of Clearwater has stated that there should have been a fire panel installed. I see you nodding, Bill. In the earlier phases, this was determined by architects and those powers that be, that was not necessary. The city is saying that it is possibly. So LCS Development, our architects, Health Peak, and the city are all having a meeting to determine what that is going to look like. And we're working on some workarounds to where we do not have a severe and significant delay in getting into those areas. But that is a pretty big deal. So more to come on that. Stop laughing, Bill. More to come on that, but that is pretty unfortunate. We are trying to work through that information. So as soon as I get a little bit more, I will communicate that. We are still trying to get in there, but it might be a little bit longer. So, those areas, the beauty shop, the fitness, all of the areas that have been under that construction, from my understanding. So we should have an answer by the end of the week. Obviously, our company and ownership are really pushing. So again, I'll communicate that as soon as we get some resolution or next steps of direction. Just a little bit of follow-up. I do apologize I wasn't here for the last two Tuesday talks. I appreciate Betsy and team. They did a great job. And just kind of touching base on a couple of things that she did communicate. I know we're still looking for the CapEx. We should be getting that completely finalized. We had, of course, gotten a rough draft copy, but there were some things that we did not get approved that Brant was pretty disappointed on. So we've had to go back to the drawing board, and there are some items that are still being reviewed. So I do not want to give that out yet until we get everything finalized. There's a couple moving parts to that. But I think in general, there was some items that Brent was pretty disappointed. So I just want to, capital expenditure projects. The large projects, I apologize. The large projects that we had requested to have gotten the funding for last year at some point, and what actually was approved. We usually get that the first month or so of that year. I know that it had been mentioned, but Ricky just wanted to make it clear that they did add another item to the menu in the tavern. They added the grilled chicken breast, so we hope you enjoy it. We hope you like it. Just another option. Some residents had mentioned that, so Ricky's really great at being pretty responsive to that type of feedback. Sherry wanted me to mention that the tax letters will be in each of your cubbies by Friday, so please look for that. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, perfect.
No, the tax letters from the accountants. For your 2022 taxes.
For your 2022 taxes.
Filled them out last week.
No,
No.
The ad valorem tax?
No.
What is it?
It's the medical.
The exemption.
For tax deduction.
It's for the tax deduction.
Yeah,
when they
for the
file.
tax
Yes.
deduction
When they file, yes.
when you file. It will be by Friday.
Yes.
I know there was some input about the fire doors. Darwin is out sick, so I did try to touch base with him. We did get some quotes for the magnetics, and we know that there was some painting over the reading labels, so we will get that painting removed. So I spoke to Darwin, and he is aware of that, and he'll make sure that we can address that to stay in line with codes. My beg and plead, just for the moment, I have a lot of requests for meetings, a lot of phone calls from yourselves and your families, and other residents and families. Please just give me until about the end of the week if you are waiting on a call back from me. Betsy was great in getting all my messages and voicemails. And I have everything on my desk to follow up with you guys. I'm just trying to obviously get back and get caught up on these other items going on in healthcare and CapEx and projects and construction. So please just give me a little bit more time. I promise I'm not ignoring you, and I have all of your information, and I fully intend to give you my undivided attention for your meeting requests by the end of the week. So thank you for that. Just some of this week's events and activities. The Getting Ready for the 2022 tax season. That is today at 2 p.m. in here, Grand Lobby South. Thursday, February 9th, our monthly cocktail party, Love is in the Air, at 3:30 here in Grand Lobby South. Friday, February 10th is going to be our the Roro Forum, and 10 a.m. Grand Lobby South. And then Friday, February 10th, the Clearwater Historical Society featuring the Florida Crackers, as you mentioned, at 2 p.m. also in the Grand Lobby South. And then, of course, Friday, February, the International Chorale Concert, 7:30. And I know we normally would have had forum from leadership, and we've moved that to Friday as well, right, Betsy? Our forum.
Friday.
Yep. Just a reminder to always sign up for the trips and update at the trip tables in the north and the south. Just a couple project updates. Touch base with Darwin. Again, our new construction, we're waiting on the plan reviews from the architect to the city for the final inspections. They are still working on the punch list from Peak and LCS from when they came out. LCS Development obviously being part of the project identified areas, and Brant was out here as well because he's obviously been here since the beginning, so he walked with them, and there's a kind of a checklist that they are still working through to make sure we've gotten all those items that need to be in place. The North Building Blue Team is still waiting on the completion dates of the second phase of the apartments. They're waiting on the schedule to start on the rest of the halls. In regards to the pool, we received the approval for the quote on the repairs, and that will be getting started soon. In the meantime, we are going to be keeping those doors open, so we'll make sure that we can keep those open, but we did get that approved, and we will be getting that fixed and corrected. Darwin also mentioned the exterior lighting project. All of the exterior lighting inside the building will be completed by Wednesday, and then they'll start working on the carports after that. So I know a lot of you have asked. I just wanted to give you a little bit of quick photos of my weddings and why I have no voice. But that is my brother's wedding in San Diego. The absolutely beautiful venue. That's my brother and his wife and some of our family. And my husband was a groomsman and I was a bridesmaid. And I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was a beautiful wedding. So. It's my other wedding, my best friend's that was in Houston, so that's all of us. That was her venue, and that's all of her bridesmaids. So that's why I have no voice and where I've been for the last week or so. So just wanted to share that. I know a lot of you have asked about how they went, and I just thought they were absolutely beautiful. So other than that, I know I have lunch with Chris and the board today. Are there any questions before I depart with them? I'm sure there are. Any questions, any feedback, anything we went over? Yes, sir.
Is there any way that the beauty shop and the new gym could be separated from the town hall, particularly the beauty shop? Because that's a redo rather than new construction for a permit.
I I do not have an answer to that. I can find out for you.
Good, thank you. The other thing is that I brought up your first meeting when you were here, that the roof that we look at in the south dining room is terribly dirty. And Brant said he would promise to have that power washed. Well, that hasn't been done. And while we're waiting, that isn't part of the construction. So I would request that you look at it and see it's not a appetizing look. And perhaps we could get a power wash, please.
And where's the location you're speaking of again?
The south building dining room, the walkway right here, on the roof. It's a white flat roof, and it's terribly dirty. It's from the construction people that during the construction. And I'd like for you to take a look at it, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can do that, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Mr. Bill?
Lindsay, I think I can help Don with the answer on his first question. All of that complex out there is one building, and that's really the issue. They're not separate buildings. Two is, on your punch list with Schaefer, I was curious to know, have you been pressing the issue about their restoration of everything that they damaged away from the building, particularly the landscape, the sod, lights have been hit and been pushed over from where they parked. And I'm very curious if that's going to be pushed, because they seem to be rather reluctant to do so.
So as I mentioned, there is about a 4 or 5 page list, and I know that Brant advocated for a lot of that. I will most certainly make sure that they fix anything that they destroyed in our community.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm tougher than I look. Any other questions? No? Well, I'll take that then. Yes, go buy your candy. You can even do IOUs. All right, well, thank you guys then. I appreciate you coming, and let me know. Again, I'm here all the time. My cell phone, my email, if there's any topics you want specifically covered, if there's anything that you want to see addressed, I'm all ears, so just give me that feedback and let me know. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.